Hi everyone, welcome to the space of Spirit Life Force. I'm the owner of Infinite Life Force LLC. I'm also a level 2 Reiki Practitioner. Today I would like to share some insights and topics that's related to our spiritual and emotional healing. So I'm gonna talk about how our life experience from our childhood affects us. And it sounds like a very common topic, and I think we all know how our parents affect us or how our experience from our childhood affect us. For sure, we think we all know that. But do we really know deep enough how it actually affects our career, relationship with others, and the trust, the perspective about life, the world outside of us, and the perspective about ourselves, because they can positively impact, they can possibly or negatively impact us. Okay, I'm gonna talk about some examples or my own life experience so that you can have a better understanding or a deeper understanding. I didn't really dive deep into how my life experience, especially from my childhood, affect me in a negative way until I started my spiritual healing about a year ago. So I really dive deep. I really look deep into it. Things that I had that I thought I could never change, such as OCD, perfectionism, people pleasing, the feeling of I'm not good enough, the fear of rejection, lack of self love, etc. I can go on and on about how many negative habits or beliefs or perspective I had about my life and myself, and they did affect my career, my relationship with others, and my perspective about myself in a negative way. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like two examples. First, I'm gonna talk about perfectionism or or OCD. Okay, I grew up with parents that have OCD and perfectionism. So I grew up under constant stress of how I should do things in the right way or in the way that they favor. So they will have specific way in doing house chores, specific time, especially specific way, right? If you do it your own way, if you don't do it in the way that I want you to do, they would yell at you, they would get really upset about you, they would get really frustrated, and all you want to do is to help them, but you feel like you just messed it up, you did the wrong thing, you weren't good enough. That actually puts you under a constant pressure to be better, to be perfect in almost everything. And it's become your norm. It becomes your personality. And you find that you are in a position giving yourself a hard time because you always have these unreasonably high expectations about yourself. And you actually project that into your partner, your friends, people that you know, or even your kids, right? Because you had a perfectionist parent, now you become a perfectionist person. But is that a true statement? Or think about, is that a truth? Like, did you ever meet someone that's perfect in everything? They can just do everything right. You can never judge the way that they do something. And just remember, that's still your own perspective. There is not a universal perspective, and there's no such thing as universal perspective. What is the right thing to do? How do you do something right? There's never a universal perspective. Yes, we shouldn't hurt someone or we shouldn't do something bad, we shouldn't commit crimes, but there is never a universal standard on how you should do certain thing, right? So that would negatively impact your relationship when you have a very high standard or a very high expectations on your partner or on your friends, because even little tiny, very tiny thing can trigger you and you will get unreasonably angry, frustrated, disappointed on them, and you think that it's their fault because they don't do it the right way, and you know, you blame yourself for not making the right choice. You feel like you're married to the wrong person. You feel like you're making the wrong choice about your life. And that's not a universal truth, because you have to know that there's no one perfect in the world, and neither you are perfect. Okay? So there's one example about how your parents, the way they do certain things or they behave and then project into you and actually negatively impact you in your life. And the other example I would like to talk about is about people pleasing, because I used to be a people pleaser in a very bad way. When I was younger, I didn't do that, but when I grew older and older, I found myself in a position, whatever decision I'm going to make, the first thing I'm going to think is, what are they going to think about me? Are they going to think about me in a positive way? Are they going to see me doing the right thing? How is this going to impact their life? Is this going to be beneficial for them? Is this what they want from me? But I never asked myself, is this what I really want? Is this what I really desire? Is this going to be beneficial for me? Is this going to be for my highest good? And I never asked such positive questions, right? I never look into my inner self and really feel into that, what I really desire. Is this going to bring me a better life? Is this going to bring me a better work-life balance? Is this going to reduce my stress? Questions like that. And being considerate is not a bad thing, but what I'm trying to say here is that everything has to be in a good balance, because when you start thinking about others' feelings before yours, it creates a pattern or a personality that no matter what you do, you will never feel that you are good enough. You don't feel that you fulfill their needs, and you will under this constant pressure, or in a situation that you feel that you have to do more and more, because you will never be perfect, right? You will never fulfill all their desires or needs. So you try to please them. And this shows that you don't have enough self-love in yourself, you don't have enough self-confidence, and you don't trust yourself. You don't know that you are beautiful. You don't know that you are powerful. You don't know that you can be talented. You don't know that you can be creative. You don't know that you can be independent. You don't know that you can make the right choice. And again, the personality that you have, the way you please people, again, this is not the truth about yourself, because you just do not have enough trust in yourself, that you just do not trust that you're going to make the right decision for yourself, or you just do not have enough self-love. You don't love yourself enough to know that you are worthy of making a decision for yourself, of making a decision that you really desire to, right? So if you are just in a position of always thinking about others and always being over considerate about others' feelings, you will start getting this negative voice telling you you are not good enough, you're not doing the right thing. So what I'm trying to say here is that it's not that I want to tell you to get rid of your OCD right away, to get rid of your perfectionism, to get rid of your consideration, to get rid of your people pleasing. That's not my point. My point is, if you use it the right way, yes, it can give you positivity. It can bring you opportunities, right? It can bring you friends. It can bring you people that you love. But everything has to be in a balance. When you give something, you should receive something back. You can keep being a giver, because you give, and you give. And just like our breathing, when we breathe out, we have to breathe in. We breathe out and we breathe in. It's a circulation. So the relationship between giving and receiving is also a circulation. So you have to give and you also have to receive. So now I hope you have a better understanding on how our life experience from our childhood actually can have a negative impact on us. And just another reminder to you, whatever your parents told you, or whoever that spoke to you when you were a child, whatever they told you, whatever they did, whatever they showed you, or however they projected something, a belief, a thought, a perspective into you, if they're negative for you, that means it might not be a truth for you. And we all think that it's so impossible to change or to transform something that we have for such a long time, including a negative habit, a negative behavior, a negative perspective about our lives and about ourselves. And again, that's not true, because I lived for almost 40 years and I have many, many bad habits. And only because I get into spiritual healing, I can start to transform them into a positive life experience. So I'm here being a spiritual facilitator. I can tell you that if I can transform my life into a positive life experience, and so can you. So if you do have a chronic life issue or experience, or negative beliefs, thoughts, perspective, limiting, something that is limiting for you, something that stop you from moving forward, something that stop you from transforming into a better person that you want to be, something that stop you from living your full potential, that's a sign that's telling you you need to look at it, you need to understand it. In some situations, you have to confront that if there's another truth, and you will see the transformation happens. So you will see below my video for more information about my website and my email. You can definitely shoot an email to me if you have more questions and inquiry, and I'll be happy to help you transform your life. Much love to you and blessings, and until I see you next time.